Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? Okay, game time guys. Price action looks really good today though. Look, at this point now, we're literally at this crucial area. If we start clearing this area at this point now, look, we're literally taking this all the way back up. Because look, you see a couple bearish candles at this point now, this becomes your pullback, right? If you start clearing this, I think we're coming all the way to the top side, and then our double thing is formed as well. Let's just take these out quickly. Our double bottom has been formed right here. Look, we've held this area at this point. Now this was our key area. We did expect some sort of pullbacks to this area to form that bottom wick. At this point now, honestly, we're waiting for another 3 minutes and I'm executing on a buy position. Let's just set magic keys up. There we go. Let's quickly look at the 30-minute candle, see how much is pushed up now. Okay, very explosive at this point now. This candle over here clearing this range over here as well. Very nice candle, very nice candle. So the next candle, you wouldn't want it to come down just a little bit, create that bottom wick. At that point, after that, we can take it back up. We are quite bullish on gold, right? Okay, we got another 2 minutes left for our session to open. Over here we can literally take it either way, right? So let's see where the momentum is at this point now. We do have the liquidity to the downside as well, but we do understand that we are holding this area right now. We have rejected once over here now, so two things can happen now. With the open, we either want to see a bottom wick being formed and then literally take it back up, or we're going to take it down. Either way, we're okay. But at this point, you guys can see we have started to form higher highs and higher lows. This can potentially be a pullback, but I think once we start clearing this, we've got such a nice range to the top side. First target for me will be 1787. That's what I'll be aiming for. And our session's just about to start. This is where our session starts. See where this line is? That's where our session starts. So before our session, the new lows are all the way down there. And then obviously the current highs are all the way up here. So we're going to aim for the current highs pretty much. This will be the take profit area. Another minute left. To retest the potential highs. That'll be the TP one if we start to form those, obviously higher structure. So usually the pullbacks that you have, so let's say when you get your leg back up, right? So the pullback is pretty much like the 50% mark. So 50% mark, pretty much you'll expect some sort of pullbacks to, like, 1780. From there, kind of like take it back up. So let's see if we can get something like that playing out. Buy a position from here. That'll be like the sweet spot if we can get buy a position all the way from here. So when our session opens, pretty much comes down and we can take a buy position from here. That'll be the sweet spot. But there we go. This is starting to dump at this point now. This area is holding us very strong area, guys, and we are in a downtrend. So either way, we're looking to take it. Now this is our session opening, and so let's see what sort of momentum we have. Do we have a bottom wick at the moment? Let's quickly just check on the 30 minutes. Okay, we do have a bottom wick, so let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens. Just gonna remove this for now, this line over here. Okay, at this point now, very explosive move all the way to the top side. But let's see how it closes. But honestly, if we start clearing these highs at this point now, we should be good to go. Otherwise, we're coming down a little bit, right? You've had your pullback at this point now. Look, starting to form higher highs. So now at this point, you would not expect price to go back down at this point, right? But let's see how this candle closes. And we can pretty much form that bottom wick, right? So you want to be super careful, and you do understand gold likes to push up one way. So if it's bearish, it'll push down. If it's bullish, it'll push up. So let's see how this candle closes. I might be looking to execute one buy position over here, depending on how it closes. So see, the next candle has come down a little bit. Now you don't want to see these lows get broken at this point. So let's see which way the momentum is. When it's explosive momentum to the top side at this point. Okay, this one engulfed the previous bearish candle. At this point now, if this candle starts breaking those highs, I think we should be good to go up. Let's see though. If this breaks those highs with some sort of explosive move to the top side, I think we should be good to go up. Let's see how explosive this candle is though. Want to be super careful around here. because this area is holding, but we are forming higher highs and higher lows, and this is when you have a lot of momentum in the session, right? So whichever way the momentum is, we're going to take it. So if it wants to be to the downside, then it is to the downside. If it's to the top side, then it is to the top side. You have the upper wick and you have the bottom wick at the moment as well. That's the thing. And pretty much this looks like a pullback right now because we are starting to form higher highs and higher lows. But again, on the daily time frame, we have been quite bearish. So even the sells can play out from this point on. So let's just see what happens now. Okay, one nice bearish candle at this point now after doing a retest. But it hasn't engulfed in anything, right? So you want to see an engulfing bearish candle first in order for you to take a sell position. For me right now, I haven't seen an engulfing bearish candle. This seems just like a retest at the moment of this support area to potentially take it back up, right? So let's see what happens over here. Honestly, if this candle starts breaking all these highs, I think we should be good to go up. Really good to go up. And keeping like stop below this structure, right? This current structure, aiming for the 1-to-1. Let's see if this is explosive though. I want to see explosive candle kind of like breaking all the highs at this point now. And then it will turn this candle over here, this bearish candle, into a pullback candle. And I'm looking to execute on a buy position here, guys. Aiming for the 1-to-1, partial TP at 1-to-1. Let's see how it plays out. Partial TP at 1-to-1, securing 90% at 1-to-1. So let me just show you guys my MetaTrader 5 as well. I'm in this position now. At this point now, look, buy position here executed. Want to be super careful at this point now. If it starts breaking these lows, I'll look to manage risk, but this should be really good to go. I'm gonna let this play out at this point now. But again, we are at the top side of the range, so we can get those pullbacks. So I want to be super careful, but I will add more risk to this trade, but I want to see more confirmations first. It needs to start clearing this out, but we should be good to go at this point now. The momentum is to the top side. This candle becomes your pullback candle. This candle breaking out of the range at this point now. This one should obviously retest at that point. You might want to pull back a little bit more if there's not much momentum, but as soon as we start clearing these highs, we're going to explode straight to the TP, honestly. Straight to the TP at that point. So let's see what happens over here now. But now if you see a lot of momentum to the top side starting to engulf everything to the left, I'll look to manage risk below this area. I'll definitely look to manage risk below this area at this point now, because you don't want to see any sort of massive bearish candles printing out over here, because we are at the top side of the range and we know this is a dangerous area, right? So at this point now, you don't want to see these lows over here get violated, and I'll look to manage risk if the lows do get violated over here. So obviously managing risk below this area over here, and the stop loss is obviously below the structure, but always have to manage risk. Always have to manage risk, guys, because I'm looking to execute on 2 trades today. So this trade here, if I manage risk, I'll lose less than 1% because it's not a high risk trade. It's not a 2% risk trade, and I can definitely give it another go as well, but always have to manage risk. But right now, everything looks really, really good. You're not seeing any sort of massive engulfing bearish candles. Everything looks good. I should be in auctions. Yeah. Trust me, man. What am I going to be selling in the auction? Anything and everything, right? But I got to be passionate about it, guys. If I'm not passionate, then I can't be in an auction. Right now, look, the way price is coming down, honestly, you're not seeing a massive bearish candle, even though you are seeing momentum to the downside, and I'll look to manage risk. I'll look to manage risk. But right now, look, as soon as the candle opened, you had a lot of momentum to the top side as well. And this becomes your pullback. So honestly, I'm just going to let this trade play out right now. I'm not seeing any sort of momentum to the downside, even though it's pushing down, because obviously we did touch the top side of the range. You got to understand, every time price does come to the top side of the range, it will come down a little bit, right? To retest the support, kind of like turn that support area into... turn it a little bit more, like mature the support area, right? Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's just retesting the support area, then you're going to see one massive bullish candle kind of like breaking out of this range. As soon as we start breaking out of this range, start tapping into 84, I'm going to start looking to make this risk free. Until then, we just had the open now. This is a new 5-minute open as well, so hopefully this candle can start breaking to the top side of the range, start engulfing everything to the left and go straight to our TP. At that point, we should be good to go. And you do want to give your trades a little bit more room to breathe. So do give it a little bit more room to breathe. Don't be scared. The confirmations are there. We're creating higher highs, higher lows. Everything's good. Starting to violate the structure. We have the bottom wick as well. At this point now, this should really, really go to the top side. So there should be nothing that should hold you back. So yeah. Honestly, at this point now, as soon as we start clearing this, that should be another confluence. That should give even more confidence in this trade. Look, it's starting to break the highs that it has formed. But it needs to break these highs and we should be good to go up at that point. Looking at the candles, look, again, these were your pullback candles. Next candle is coming back up, starting to break the highs. All the highs are being broken again. So at this point now, as soon as we break, 83. After we break 83, we should be good to go all the way straight back up to our TP. So let's see how price plays around 83, guys. 83 is the target. 83 is the target. And usually what happens is when we do get the open, we get a very explosive push to the top side. And then after that, later on, price has been dropping recently. So I am expecting a very explosive move to the top side. We just need to wait for these to break. This is your retest to the support area. As soon as we clear this, I think we're going to see a very nice candle straight to the TP. Very, very nice candle. So at this point now, as soon as we start clearing this area, I think we're going to see a very, very nice candle. Now this candle here should push up right to our TP. 10 pips at this point now. I don't want to see any more pullbacks. If we start breaking this area, I'll manage risk again. So now this candle should go straight to my TP at this point now. There we go. This should fly literally straight to my TP. We're up 10 pips at the moment. Another nice push and I'll make this risk-free. Another nice push to the top side, I'll make it risk-free. So I need another nice push, literally just right next to my TP, and I'll make it risk-free. So there we go. We're starting to push up now. Break all highs at this point now. This is a very nice candle, guys. Very, very nice candle at this point now. So now if it starts breaking these lows over here, look, I'm looking to manage my risk at this point now. If we start breaking these lows over here, I'll manage risk if we break these lows over here at this point now. Because you've had your retest at this point now. Look, you're starting to form another high, starting to break the range, but it might want to come down, retest, and then after break up. But this is when you have momentum in the session as well. Keep that in your mind. So if you see a nice bearish candle at this point now, kind of like start to break these lows, you do want to manage your risk, honestly. You do want to manage your risk. Always manage your risk. But right now, guys, this should give us another more confidence because we are starting to break highs at this point now. We're starting to form a new high at this point now. Look at this. This was our previous high. We have formed another high at this point now. So if it does want to pull back again, no big deal. It is waiting for momentum. You're not seeing any sort of massive bearish candles. If you do see like a nice bearish candle engulfing everything to the left, starting to break these lows, at that point, you want to be safe, right? Start to manage your risk. But until then, honestly, everything's good to go. Everything is really good. Really good. So I just gotta let this trade do its thing, basically. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Got good entry here as well. So if we do manage risk here and let's say it hits our stop loss, we're going to lose less than 1%, but always look to manage risk, guys. So in order for us to manage risk, we want to see a nice close below this area. So not a retest of this area, not just a candle breaking this. You want to see a candle closing below this area for me, right? Until then, this is just your pullback because we've tapped into this area. We've created a new high. Now it needs to come down, create a new leg to potentially go up, right? But this was the area where we did form a new high from, but you need to see which was the area where you got the explosive move up from. So the explosive move actually started from this area right here. If you look at this area right here, this is where you got the explosive move up from. So within this range, we're good to go. Anything below this, most definitely need to manage your risk. But so look, you got to understand this is also gold, very volatile pair. The wicks are really massive, so even the pullbacks are really big, so you need to give it room to breathe. So you can't be like scared. This is your first trade, 1% risk. As long as you're not over risking, you should give it as much room to breathe as possible. But again, you want to be sensible, manage risk. So below these, look to manage your risk. Until then, just give it room to breathe and let it do its thing. Right now everything is good. Right now everything's in our favor. Look at the way the candles are printing, rejecting, not one massive bearish candle. Everything's pushing to the top, creating new highs. I think it's just waiting for momentum. You're going to see one nice rocket ship straight to our TP. There we go, attempting to come back to retest the highs. Let's quickly mark the new highs we have created just to see if we're going to break these highs at this point now as well. And as soon as we break these, we're going to go straight to our TP. There we go. The highs are being retested and the highs are about to be broken at this point now, guys. And we're going to go straight to our TP at this point now. And another nice push up to the top side. I'm going to make it risk-free. Another nice push up to the top side. I'll make it risk-free. I think we're about to see the TP being hit just now. And 16 pips up at this point now. 16 pips up at this point now. If it comes back and breaks these low, I'll close 50% at this point. I'm going to look to even lower down my risk if we start breaking all of these lows over here. But now look, another high has been formed, guys. We have formed another high at this point. But look, this one does not have a bottom wick, so it needs to come down, just create a bottom wick. So you need to let it do its thing. But look at that, another high has been formed. So again, you have more confidence in this trade at this point now. So now you want to be super careful. It needs to form that bottom wick, retest. And look, this is how gold moves. It will form a new high, form a new low, form a new high, form a new low. So yeah. But as I said, until we start breaking these lows, you're still within this trade, right? You want to give it more room to breathe, because look, previous candle did not have that bottom wick, so this might just be creating that bottom wick, right? Retesting the support, because now at this point you formed another high, so you have so much confidence in this trade. But now let's say you start breaking below this structure over here. At that point you want to close your 50%. Until then, just let it do this thing. Don't be scared. Fluctuations are part of the game. This candle now might just explode to the top side and create another high, right, after forming that new bottom wick, because the previous candle did not have the bottom wick. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But again, you formed a new high now. I think as soon as you start breaking this high, it makes sense to kind of like make it risk-free. It's more sensible because you're literally just a couple pips away from your TP. But again, I was about, I think, more than 5 pips away from my TP around here. So I'll make it risk-free at 55. 55, I'll make this risk-free. It didn't tap 65, 55, my bad. That's when I usually make it risk-free. So at this point, look, you have the bottom wick being formed as well. So you need a nice explosive push to the top side at this point now. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Let it do its thing, guys. Let it do its thing. It's forming new highs, so you should not be afraid to be in this trade. Everything's going in your way. The price is breaking highs, is forming highs, is doing a pullback, is forming new highs. So at this point, you want this candle to form a new high by breaking this, and then at that point, you want to make it risk-free. That's the most sensible thing to do. After this high gets broken, you want to make it risk-free. That's what I'll do, most definitely. At that point, I don't care even if I get stopped out at break even. I'm sticking to my rules. I'm sticking to everything that I know. And I know gold is just being a little bit choppy right now. No big deal. But as soon as we start breaking these highs, we're going to make it risk-free. There we go. This is it. We're coming up to retest the highs at this point now. And as soon as we start breaking 84, I'm going to make it risk-free, honestly. Until then, just going to give it a little bit more room to breathe. Let's look at our charts as well quickly on the trading view. Let's see what's happening, right? Look at this. It's just kind of like is within this consolidation at the moment, right? So you do want to be super careful though. We do understand one thing, that if it does start to consolidate, it will come down to the downside of the consolidation, right? So right now this seems like the downside of the consolidation. From here we're getting those bounces, so yeah, it makes sense to make a risk, take off some of the risk from the table if it starts breaking these lows. So 550. So until then, let's see what happens. Look at that. It's attempting to push up, honestly, but we're seeing massive rejections from the top side as well. And then obviously look how many rejections we have from the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections. So what I'm saying is, if you start breaking below 82, at that point I'll look to take some risk off, just to be on the safer side, right? Because you are seeing a lot of rejections from the top side as well. But again, the trade is working in our favor. We're forming new highs, we're not forming new lows, right? Until we start obviously breaking below this, that's when we're forming a new low. There we go. As soon as we got a nice open, guess what? Straight push up. So the momentum is to the top side, guys. The momentum is to the top side. Just gotta let it do its thing, honestly. Goldilocks is just being a little bit choppy, but right now you're not seeing anything. You're not seeing a nice bearish candle. Let's say if you was to see a nice bearish candle at this point now, kind of like breaking below everything, at that point you should manage risk. Until then, just gotta let it do its thing. Let it play out. Let it play out. This is your first trade. You're going in with 1% risk. This should not concern you. If you can manage this trade, obviously if it starts breaking below this, that's great. You can give it another go, but until then, you gotta let it play out. Because now let's say at this point now we were within a consolidation and it was forming new lows, then at that point you're like, okay, I want to take some risk off, but right now everything's working in our favor. It's forming new highs. Literally, it's forming new highs. It's literally right next to our TP. At this point, if we break this high, I'm going to make it risk-free. Stop loss at entry. But let's see what happens. Again, stuck within that consolidation. So kind of retested this area. From here, we formed that new high, right? So 82. So 82 is an area to look out for. 81 is an area to look out for. And 67, 26, 67, 26, 42. 3 areas to look out for. From these areas, price can bounce back up, right? But below that, at that point, you're starting to break below all of these structures, and then most probably your stop loss will get hit, right? If it doesn't bounce off of this area. So below these areas, you want to look to manage risk, whatever your comfort zone is. For me, comfort zone will be below 67. I'll look to manage risk. That's my comfort zone. Until I know how gold moves and I want to give it room to breathe, let it do its thing. I think it's just waiting for more momentum to kick in. Now this is your new 15-minute open as well. With this, we might go straight to the TP at this point. Honestly, as soon as we start breaking these highs, I want to make it risk-free. This is the new 15-minute open. Either way, it's going to push up or down. This is when you should have a lot of momentum to the top side. Look, previous candle rejected massively as well. All you're seeing is massive bullish candles print out, rejection to the top side. Everything's good. It just needs to break these highs at this point now, and I think our TP is coming up at that point. Until then, just let it do its thing. This is the 15-minute open. It needs to create that bottom wick. Just keep that in your mind as well, guys. The 15-minute has to create the bottom wick. But again, if you see massive bearish candles and the next one's not faking this one out, understand how the candlesticks are, understand how they are reacting, because you want to react to the market. You always want to be reactive. You don't want to predict it, right? So at the moment, I'm reacting to the market. I'm seeing rejections from the downside. The way the candles are printing, they're printing in our favor. The structure's in our favor. Everything's in our favor. So right now, obviously, this is gold, right? You can see one massive bearish candle taking us out. But that's the thing. You want to be reactive to the market. So everything right now is working in our favor. So I'm very confident in this trade. But if I do see something not working out, like if I see, okay, now the odds are not in my favor, the probability is starting to decrease, at that point I'll look to manage risk. But right now the probability is in our favor. Everything's in our favor right now. This is the new 15-minute open as well. That's also in our favor because that's volatility, right? And with volatility, you're getting rejections from the downside. That is in your favor, honestly. At this point now, I think this might be it. This might be the candlestick. It might have just been waiting for the new 15-minute open. So at this point now, you might just see that break, explosive break, and straight to the TP. There we go, guys. I want to look to make this risk-free as soon as we start clearing these highs. As I've mentioned, 84, if you clear 84, I'll make it risk-free. At this point, we've tapped. Look how explosive this candle was. I think we start breaking 84, we're going all the way back up. We start breaking 33. This candle might be in now. This needs to engulf everything to the top side. And this is about to be a risk-free trade. At this point, it's a risk-free trade for me, guys. This is a risk-free trade at this point now. So if it goes up or down, I don't care. I'm sticking to my rules and I've made it risk-free at this point now. So if it stops me out, it will stop me out at break-even and I would not lose any sort of money. So yeah, there we go. This is the 15-minute open. Everything's in our favor. We've broken the highs, created another high. So the only thing that can obviously stop me out is us creating another leg down to potentially push up. But this should be an explosive candle. It should rip through my TP, honestly. I can see that happening. It just needs a little bit more room to breathe, right? So I'm going to give it a little bit more room to breathe, give it a little bit more time. But this is a risk-free trade at this point. Now we're up 15 pips. And so yeah, let's see how it plays out. Is it going to stop me out break even, or is it going to rip through my TP? Let's see. If it stops me out at break even, I'm still happy because I've had a break even day, not a losing day. That's massive, guys. That's very massive, honestly. That's very massive. Is anyone else in this trade, by the way? Yeah. Is it risk-free now for you guys as well?
Yes, I even took half 50% profit.
Oh, you took 50%? That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, I think it might just be tapping me out, guys, at break even. But I did tell you guys where I was going to make it risk-free. It did tap the area. It was very close to my partial TP, and I made it risk-free. It's part of the game. So if it stops me on, no emotions whatsoever. I really don't care, honestly. I really don't care. Yeah, as I said, as soon as it forms a new high, it will create a new leg down. It forms a new high, it makes a new low. It forms a new high, it makes a new low. So at this point now, if the low wants to be, obviously, at this point, look, you got a rejection as well. So market has reacted from this area. So if it wants to break this and come down, honestly, I don't want to be part of it, right? Because this is your new 15-minute open. You got another new high. At this point now, you don't want the pullbacks to be very explosive. So at this point now, this is working in my favor again. But if it breaks these lows, honestly, even if I was in this trade, I would look to manage risk around here somewhere, right? Because look, price has reacted around this area. You want to see a lot of bullish momentum to the top side. Otherwise, look, price is going to start dumping down. And so at this point now, I feel like I'm in a very nice position because I made it risk-free. And so from here, if you don't get those rejections and don't get that explosive move to my TP, at that point, potentially price can start dumping. Because look, this is a reaction area. So when you make your trades risk-free, you're looking for those reaction areas. Look, price has reacted off of this area now. So now you want this to turn into that pullback area and price to start breaking all highs to potentially go straight to my TP. And this might be it. It should go straight to my TP at this point now. You don't want to see this break its own lows. At this point, honestly, if it does start breaking its own lows, even if I did have a stop loss open at this point, I would have made it risk-free or taken some risk off the table if it did break these lows over here. Because now at this point, you want it to explode straight to my TP. And let's see what happens, guys. We're coming back up to the top side of the range. This candle might be it. This might be the explosive candle. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And the TP is coming at this point now, guys. The TP is coming and the TP is being hit. And that's a winning trade right there. What a beauty, guys. That's a winning trade right there. And I've closed 90%. This is my runner running. There you go, guys. There we go. What a winning trade this was. Amazing, beautiful trade. As I said, this area over here became a reaction area. So at this point now, if we did start to break these lows, I would have closed my trade anyway. So yeah, there you go. The reaction area held. And that's a winning trade right there, guys. Amazing. Straight into the session. So our session literally just started a little bit ago. And that's a winning trade right there. What a beauty this was, guys. Up 20 pips now. So everyone in the Zoom, you guys took this, right? Someone got stopped out at break even. Oh no, oh no. It's okay, man. You can scale in. But yeah, this is a rocket ship, guys. What a beauty. Right there. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Straight to the money, guys. This is what we love. Straight to the money. Guys, on the YouTube live stream, let us know. Did you guys execute on this with us? Or did you not execute on this with us? Let us know. This is our first trade and we're going to look to see if we can capitalize on anything else. But there you go, guys. This is what analysis gets you. If you have the confirmations, you have everything, let it do its thing. So at this point, look, in order for us to scale in on this, you wanted to first create a leg back up. And then at that point, you wanted to retrace all the way back up. And this was our TP1 right here. So 87, we do understand 87 is that rejection area. So let's see. If we 87, I'm going to take out my runner at 87. Potentially 87,900. That's where I'm going to take out my runner. Yeah, so my runner is at about 50 pips. So 50 pips I'll take on my runner and I'll look to scale in with another position. But what a beauty, right? What a gorgeous trade today. Straight to the TP. Okay, so now let's see what's happening at this point. Again, looking at the structure, we did say that obviously this area can become that pullback area, right? Because looking at the daily, it was kind of like forming that bottom wick. So I did tell you guys, obviously look for this area, right? And then that's why we have such a nice range. Remember, I sent you guys like a message. I think I said look for like 74. So this was the area we had just a little bit before. 74. So that's when I got onto the charts and marked this area. And then look at this now. At this point, we have such a nice range to the top side. Look at that. Honestly, look, how much has the daily candle moved altogether? Only about 100 pips. And literally, if we can move all the way up to 96, that's about 200 pips in one direction, right? And we understand that gold does that, right? Gold moves about 200 pips in one direction. So at this point, honestly, the confluences to the top side are very nice. Very, very nice, right? So now something like this, in order for something like this to turn into a pullback, right? You need to understand, where did we see sellers take control? So we saw that sellers actually took control in this area over here. So now you want to see, can buyers take control from this area again to kind of like take the price back up? So these areas over here will be really, really crucial. You want to look out for these areas here. This can kind of become your pullback area and then price can start pushing all the way back up. And yeah, guys, amazing day today. Amazing day. We're going to play structure to structure and let's see how it works out, honestly. And my runner is about to get stopped out, by the way. It's literally 2 pips away from being stopped out. And my runner just got stopped out, guys. So yeah, I am not in any sort of trades now. My runner just got stopped out. But let's see if this can turn into a pullback area, right? You just want to see now how price reacts around this area. So let's see if this candle can start engulfing everything to the top now. This can become your pullback area at this point now, right? So we had 1 winning trade so far. If you want to join the Zoom, you have to message me on Instagram. The link is in the description, guys. I'll be accepting people maybe on a Friday. It depends, right? It depends. If we have any space, I'll be accepting new people. But message me on my Insta is d.a_forex. But yeah, guys, structure to structure, that's what we are doing at this point now. The momentum seems to be switching at this point now. It's starting to switch to the downside. Seems like sellers have taken control at this area. And what is this area? Let's see. Let's do some investigation, right? Kind of like understand where did we take that control from. So let's mark this area quickly. See if we can see something of relevance, some sort of key area around here. Okay, seems like it was very close to the daily highs. So we kind of like tapped into these rejections. Looking at the weekly, yeah, we do have this zone over here, right? But I feel like what's happening is this might just be a pullback, right? Because we had such a massive uptrend at the, yeah, this is literally just a pullback. Let's see if we can start respecting this structure, honestly. Because you gotta understand, price needs to correct this move down as well, right? That's the thing. It had such an explosive move to the top side, and we know how the corrections are, how price action works. We literally pushed up like 100 pips at this point now, so this can just be a correction. So, in order for us to be more confident into, like, you know, going into sales, we need to see at least like double top being formed here. Until then, we can just consider this pullback, because we only had one sort of confirmation here, which was this rejection here, right? And at this point, look, we got a really nice explosive push up from this area, which was about 79. So we definitely want to look out for 79. It could be potentially a pullback down to this area. We can see this area has been respected numerous times, right? Numerous times. It came up to this area. So let's see how price reacts around this area. Can we see buying momentum anywhere around here? Because right now sells are a bit tricky. Even though, yeah, daily is very bullish, but the way daily has rejected, it becomes a little bit tricky for us to execute on a sell position, right? So now let's see if this area becomes some sort of rejection area, and then we can execute on those buys again to take it back up, right? Let's see how it plays out though. Okay, this is starting to look good at this point now. I might be looking to execute on another position over here, honestly, if I see some nice momentum to the top side. And we need to trust our analysis, guys, honestly. Let's see how the next candle opens at this point as well. Okay, very nice momentum to the top side. Oh no, oh man, it didn't let me execute a position. I was looking to execute on a buy position here. I don't know why. Magic keys. I give up with you, magic keys. Oh, magic keys. Guys, my buy position. I was gonna take a buy position.
I managed to catch the buy.
Oh, you're lucky, my friend. You don't have the magic keys. Oh, I give up with magic keys, man. I really give up with magic keys, honestly. Did you guys hear the notification of me just being declined? Wow. Just got declined, honestly. Why gold? Why? What did I do to you? No, magic keys, not gold. That was such a nice buy position. That would have been 1-to-1. Yeah, 1-to-1 would have gotten hit at this point as well. But let's see how this candle closes, honestly. Now at this point, it becomes a bit tricky for me to enter just yet. We got first rejection. Let's see if we can get... Oh, this is really nice, honestly. Really nice. The way it's moving. But at this point now, I would like to see a second confirmation in order for me to execute on a buy. Maybe some sort of double bottom can be formed, because I don't want to catch the buy just yet now, because I've missed my entry. My entry was right there, and at this point my 1-to-1 would have been hit 17 pips, and yeah, that was 1-to-1 basically hit around here. So at this point now, because I missed this entry, I don't want to have some sort of FOMO. I want to wait for pullbacks, and then at that point, if it does respect this area for the second time, forming some sort of double bottom here, at that point I look to take it. But right now, honestly, I'm willing to miss out on this, because I missed out on my entry now. But this would have been a winning trade right there, guys. So if you guys took this, that's 2 for 2. 2 winning trades today. 2 for 2, guys. 2 for 2. But yeah, wow, man, look at that. Literally, look how precise this was, guys. Can you guys drop a like on the YouTube live stream, man? Drop a like on the YouTube live stream, man. Make sure you guys drop a like on the YouTube live stream. Look how precise this move was. Literally to the T. See, that's what happens, guys. When gold moves, we catch every single move. Unfortunately, it's just been so choppy previously, right? See, I had this marked earlier as well. Was expecting some sort of buying pressure from here. But now, You want to wait for those extra confirmations because it doesn't make sense for you to execute on a buy position here now because the positions were here and I missed out on it. It is what it is, right? At this point now, you want to see some sort of like a pullback candle. So at this point, if this becomes a pullback candle, like a bearish candle with like a little bit of a wick from the downside, and then next one starts to engulf this, can take a position here, keeping a stop below this. But let's see how this bearish candle closes because you have your 1-to-1 range that can be here. But let's see how the candle first closes though. Because if this candle starts to engulf everything to the left, at that point you have more momentum to the downside. And again, that's why I did not execute on this, because you want to see what's happening here now. Are we going to form some sort of double bottom here? If not, if you start clearing this, sells are lovely, right? So let's see how it works at this point now. Let's see if you start clearing this with some sort of momentum at this point now and don't create some sort of double bottom here. Even the sells can look really good. So let's see. That's why I did not execute on a buy position up here, guys. I would have been stopped out. The sell position was right there. At this point, you're looking to see, are you forming a double bottom here or not? So price will tell you everything right now. A lot of bearish momentum, two things, and that's a nice rejection to the top side. Very nice rejection to the top side, actually. Very, very nice rejection to the top side. But let's see if the rejection holds. Let's see how the next candle opens. Right now, you want to see it. You want to wait for it to close. As in closed yet, because it can start dropping still. You want to wait for it to close. Until it closes, you don't have to. Low system resources may affect your audio quality. Try closing some applications. Yes, sir. So this became your retest. If we start clearing all these lows at that point, potentially can come down. And then we do understand there is another zone down there. But look, we started to form a new low at this point now. Lower lows and lower highs. Now, would you want to sell this over here when we're approaching this zone as well? We do understand the price can take control from this zone. I would not want to personally sell just yet. Personally, not yet. Because they might just be forming a new low over here to potentially bounce straight back up, right? But guys, two trades on the buy positions we took. Both worked out lovely. Amazing trades, actually. 2 for 2. So everyone in the Zoom, you guys should not be taking any more trades. I missed out on that trade due to magic keys, but you guys should not be taking any more trades, honestly. No trades whatsoever. So let's see if we start forming that double bottom here now. Very, very strong confirmation, but you want to see this explode with some sort of explosion, right? Explosive moves to the top side. And I'm looking to execute over here, guys. Got this one with a rejection. This is a rejection candle. If this breaks the highs, most likely can start engulfing everything to the left at that point, right? So let's see how this candle opens and how it moves, because I might be looking to execute on this if I see a nice candle to the top side at that point. Let's see. Kind of like keeping a stop below this, aiming for that 1-to-1. Top side of the range can be tapped, but right now we need to wait for that confirmation. Want to see that nice engulfing bullish candle first. Because right now, look, the way it pushes up, it reacts from the top side, right? But this area is holding. We do understand that this area does hold, usually buying momentum here, right? Massive push up, I think, so we just corrected it back down. Oh my gosh, again, it didn't let me execute. I'm done, guys. I'm going to call it a day at this point now. Second entry gone again. I'm really going to call it a day. It's not letting me execute for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm going to call it a day at this point. This is my second entry missed at this point now. Again, it didn't let me execute, guys. I give up, man. Yeah, let's just... I'm going to call it a day. It's just not my day today, guys. Gold is playing with me. Gold is playing with me. Okay, what's actually happening? I don't understand. Because the first trade, right? I secured profits. And the trade is out. So why is it not letting me execute my position? I don't get it. I think I must have messed up something in the settings. Okay, so my risk is at 1%. 1% risk. Let's see this. Max trading ideas, we'll put at 20. We'll do 4 for this. We'll do 4 for this as well. What else could it be? I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand. Literally. Why is it not letting me take my trades? At this point, look, another rejection candle becomes a pullback candle at this point now. But you want to see Is it gonna let me take the trade now? Okay, guys, it did let me take the trade at this point now. Entry did slip, but it is what it is. It will be my last trade. If it works out, happy days. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna call it a day. But my entry slipped big time, and yeah, but we planned it, executed on it, and I'm in this trade now. Let me show you guys. It's my second trade at this point now. There you go. It didn't let me execute at this point after my entry slipped. Oh, hold on a second. Just bugging out at this point now. So if this works out, guys, that's it. It will be my last trade anyway. But if it doesn't work out, it is what it is anyway. Let me show you where my original entry was. It was all the way here. The original entry all the way down here. And so at this point, let's see what happens. Now, this candle over here became your engulfing bullish candle. This one was your pullback candle, second confirmation to the top side. At this point now, you want price action to respect all highs and push all the way to the top side of the range. You're starting to form a double bottom here as well. Look, price tried to break down twice at this point now. Every time buyers take control over here. Now, I think we're going to see massive explosive push to the top side. And yeah, as soon as we start clearing these highs, we're going to go straight up to the top side of the range. And so where can we expect the next pullbacks from? Let's see where we can expect the next pullbacks from. But guys, honestly, if it does mess me up now and stops me, I'm going to call it a day. Because it kind of messed up my entry twice now. Second trade was a winning trade as well. This is my third trade now, and I slipped an entry on this as well. So at this point now, we can expect rejections from 83 to potentially this area, right? So you can get pullbacks from there. But once we start clearing this, I'll make it risk-free. But until then, I'm just going to give it a little bit more room to breathe, let it do its thing. And yeah. When you make a decision to take a trade, you need to let it play out. Because that's your responsibility as an adult, because you can't trade Forex anyway unless you're over 18, right? So it's your responsibility to let that trade play out because you made that decision as a grown-up to execute on that trade, right? Risk your money on the line. You done it because of your confluences. So me, I'll let this play out now. If it slipped? I still executed. It was me who executed. Magic keys did not force me to execute on this. So now I need to let this play out. I know the confirmations are really good, and the top side of the range is all the way there. So very easily, as soon as we start violating this structure over here, we should be good to go. But just below that, it becomes a little bit tricky because you can start forming some sort of double top up here, right? Until then, it's very good. It's very good to go. The momentum has switched now, and you're pushing to the top side at this point now as well. Look at the momentum switch. This becomes your pullback. At this point now, you can start forming new highs. Gonna call it a day, just getting tempted to overtrade, so better leave now. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, bro, you've taken your 2 trades, right? David, before you go, profitable day, right?
Yes. Second one will hit the stop loss and break even, but
first one a profitable trade, right?
Yes.
That's it. Call it a day, man. No more trades for you.
See ya. Good luck.
You. Take it, man. Take it. See you. Bye-bye. Peace. So at this point, this is also your new 4-hour open as well. With this, you have a lot of momentum kicking in. Let's see what sort of wicks we have on the 4-hour quickly. Let's look at the 4-hour candle. So look, it has the bottom wick. Let's look at this. Look at that. Look at the 4-hour candle. You have the bottom wick, you have the upper wick, right? So either way it pushes down, it should not break the bottom wick at this point. Now look at the previous 4-hour, rejected with massive rejections from the downside. All the confluences are suggesting that we're going to push up. So we just need to let our trades play out at this point now, especially on gold. We've got such a massive rejection from the downside at this point now, right? I think all the highs can be hit at this point now. So I'm very confident in this trade, to be honest. And I'll let this play out. Very confident. Again, look at that. We have started to we're still within this structure, right? Look, buyers are taking control. We formed double bottom here, and we understand double bottom structure is very strong, guys. Something like this is very powerful. As soon as we start to violate these highs over here, we're going to start flying all the way to the top side, and my TP is around here somewhere just before we tap into 86, and then after that I'm going to let my runner do some damage all the way to the daily highs, which is all the way to the top, right? So let's see how it plays out now. At this point, look, everything is suggesting bullish momentum to the top side. You're not seeing any selling momentum right now. Everything's good. I'm up 10 pips at this point as well. So let's see. Let me show you my MetaTrader 5. Second trade, there we go, guys. It's flying straight to our TP. At this point, I'm going to make a risk-free. It's a risk-free trade at this point now, because I don't want to see these kind of laws get violated anyway. It should fly straight to my TP. It's a risk-free trade at this point. Last trade of the day. After this, I'm not looking to execute on any more trades, guys. This is a last trade of the day, and it's risk-free now. So either way, winning day, we cannot take a loss anymore. It's the last trade of the day, even though my entry did slip. So at this point, my TP would have been hit if my entry didn't slip, because my entry was all the way down here and my stop loss was below here. So my TP would have been hit, but it is what it is. It was my responsibility to make sure I don't take a trade if I'm not comfortable with it. But I see so much potential to the top side. I took this trade and I think it's going to fly through my TP right now. It's going to literally fly through my TP right now, I think. Either that or stop me at break even. Either way, I'm fine with it. Honestly, I'm fine with it. Oh, let me just move my TP all the way up here though. Daily highs will be my aim for the main TP, honestly. Risk-free trade at this point now, guys. So if I get stopped out, I'm getting stopped out with a break even and I'm not losing any sort of money whatsoever. Either way, I really don't care. I've taken my entry, executed with the confirmations that I got. Usually I would make it risk-free a little bit later, but it doesn't make sense for me to keep this position open because it is my second position. And it seems like I'm about to get stopped out at break even at this point now. So if I do get stopped out, I'm going to call it a day, guys. Okay, at this point, guys, I'm going to call it a day if it does stop me out, which is about to. And that's it. Okay, that's the day done, guys. Unfortunately, I got stopped out, even though I do understand it's still going to push up from here. I'm going to stick to 1 to 2 trades a day. My entry slipped. I did make, obviously it was a good trade. We understand that it can reject from this area. So that's why we did kind of like want to make a risk-free around this area as well. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And yeah, guys, still a winning day. Great day, winning day. We didn't lose money. We actually made money today. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Watch it just fly past my TP now at this point. It's gonna fly straight up to my TP at this point now. So now, guys, this is where the discipline needs to kick in. First trade was a winner. Second trade was break even. And now is our job and responsibility to call it a day. And that's it, guys. This is your 4-hour open as well. I can see gold is pushing up so much, man. So much. Honestly, so much. So much, man. So much. So much. Guys, this is one thing about these technical errors, right? So like, you know, when you have issues with magic keys, literally my second trade was a winner. This is pretty much me giving out the third trade. This should have been a winner as well, because my original entry was going to be right here, right? And then stop loss would have been like 16 pips. This would have been, my TP would have been hit. So it's very unfortunate. So I'm not going to force it. I'm going to close my meta trader 5 now. Took 2 trades. Actually, I gave out 3 trades, right? I executed on all 3 as well. They were all 3 of the trades were winners today. That's the thing. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Tomorrow is another day. What's the day today? Look at that. It's Thursday. We still have a Friday. So it is what it is. No big deal. We got the next week and the week after. The aim is to be in the game. The aim is to just not let the emotions get to ourselves, right? But yeah, look at this. What a beauty, guys. What a beauty. Amazing day today. Everyone on Zoom, you guys taken your 2 trades, right? Alex and Ange and Paul, what's happening, guys? You guys taking your trades?
Oh yeah, taking my trades. I'm done for the day. I'm just doing some analysis, like
nice.
post-market analysis on my trades and things now.
Winning day, right?
But winning day, yeah.
Great. How about you, Ange? And how about you, Paul? Ange and Paul, did you guys have a winning day? You're muted. Oh, she doesn't have her headphone. Oh, she's not wearing her headphones. She's cutting out all the noise. She's like, I'm cutting out all the noise. What about you, Paul, my friend?
Yeah, it was cool, dude. Just 20 pips. I closed out a bit early, but it was cool.
Hey, my brother, 20 pips is massive, bro. That's a lot. But yeah, guys, amazing session, man. Gold is starting to come back. And yeah, you guys can see, that's why when you can like literally understand every little single thing, yo, you can make so much money in the markets. That's why I have I'm trying to like, people say I've mastered the 1 minute chart, but I feel like I learn new things every single day, right? And I align this with your higher time frames, like the lower time frames, and this is so powerful, guys, so powerful. Honestly, look, gave out 3 trades today and all 3 of them were winners. Within this choppiness we had 3 winners, guys. That's how precise we are. So at this point now, I'm gonna call it a day and I'll come back tomorrow, guys. So everyone on YouTube live stream, if you guys do have any questions for me, just give me a message on my Insta. The link to my Insta is in the description of this YouTube live stream. Is d.a_forex. I will be accepting some more new Zoom members this week as well, hopefully on a Friday. So yeah, we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. We're gonna call it a day now.